So just got this in from Limited Run Games and Sabotage Studios. Actually, I say I just got this in. I'm actually a little late in unboxing this. I know a lot of people have already gotten their copies and are already playing them. But I have been waiting for this game for a long time, way before it even came out. I was one of the original Kickstarter backers for Sea of Stars, and actually paid a little bit more to get the early backer limited edition, like collector's edition of the game. So I've been super excited to play this game. Just look at the box art, like this purple, like almost SNES style art, like I don't know, the theming on the box is just really, really cool. Look at the character art for this game. This is just such a beautiful game, all the pixel art. So let's go ahead and open this up and get to it. Okay, so this is kind of like a sleeve that goes over the actual game box. As far as I can tell, they have the same, pretty much the same stuff on them, on the back side and on the front side at least. And I actually have not seen what all comes included in this, so this is already quite the surprise. So we have the physical version of the game. Let's go ahead and open this up first. No art on the inside. Usually Switch games, and especially Limited Run, are really good at making sure that the inside has artwork. Still really beautiful box art. And it did come with a poster, I believe. Yeah, beautiful double-sided art poster. One showing, like highlighting, I guess, the moon, and one focused more on the daytime, the sun, basically, which I think is just really, really cool. And this is just a beautiful pin. I know that I say stuff is beautiful all the time, but like, man, look at this thing. And this is just a beautiful pin. I know that I say stuff is beautiful all the time, but like, man, look at this thing. Not only did they get the character art in this kind of like metal and acrylic kind of style perfectly, like down to the shading and the shape of the faces and everything, but this like kind of sharp silvery kind of material going like in between each of the lines, like as the line art, super cool. And just look at the like kind of pink, like purple pink sparkles that are going on in the background. It's covered up in some kind of like acrylic, like clear acrylic or something, so it's kind of hard to tell what exactly that is, but this is just beautiful. It shines like really, really beautifully, and just the character art is portrayed perfectly. This is a really, really beautiful pin. And of course it comes with the sounds track, not in a jewel case. I don't know what determines which limited run things are done, or which limited run soundtracks are done in a jewel case versus this kind of like portfolio styled case, but still very cool. Honestly, the jewel cases are kind of a hassle, and I tend to prefer this kind of more portfolio style thing anyways. But if anyone knows what determines which soundtracks or which things, CDs or DVDs, end up getting jewel cases versus what ends up getting these kind of cases, please let me know. I love the kind of like artwork and like texturing for the background of this, and just kind of like the border, like a lot of attention went into the border and just making it seem really, really sharp. And of course we have the two discs, and it looks like there's some kind of artwork behind them. Oh, very cool. It's like one of the enemies in the game. And the player characters going through the dungeon. This is very cool. Then I'm not actually sure what's in here. Oh, some more stuff. So weirdly enough, the booklet was not in the game case. In the game case was this poster, which is kind of interesting. It looks like I have that certificate of authenticity. Apparently mine is number 5,243 out of 7,350. which is pretty cool. Go ahead and looking through the instruction booklet. I like looking through the settings, like reading through the settings. Our story begins in such a world visited by the Fleshmancer decades prior, causing much turmoil and leaving a mark that has yet to be fully cleansed. Indeed, the threat remains as the infamous Dweller of Woe gains power with each passing day, getting even closer to morphing into a World Eater. With only 3 Solstice warriors left, a ray of hope appears as 2 children of the solstice are born during the same fateful year. If there is any chance for this world, they will have to complete training at an early age and unlock their powers in time for the next eclipse. Very cool. And I want to figure out if I should be doing like separate videos that's just going through, flipping through these kind of instruction booklets and all the other kind of booklets that you get with these kind of things. Or maybe if I should put together like like an archive.org page that has like scans of all these booklets, just for like the sake of video game preservation, like to see some of these like beautiful artworks and also just the content of the instruction booklets themselves, especially for these like limited run things where there's only going to be a certain amount of, I guess, 7,000 and some change copies of this booklet out there, to be able to get the full content of this into other people's hands. So that way they can see, just for the sake of keeping track of the history of video games. Let me know what you guys think. If you guys would prefer to have individual videos flipping through each of these things, or if you prefer maybe like an archive.org link with PDFs for these things. And it looks like we have another poster. So we have a poster of like basically the main kind of key art of the game, the hero artwork of the game. Very cool. It is not reversible, which Limited Run typically likes to do. But granted, this is technically not Limited Run. Limited Run just handled the kind of distribution of the physical games, at least the first batch of physical games. Still, this is very cool. This is definitely going to go up on the wall. And last but certainly not least, it looks like we have a, like, I guess, acrylic kind of diorama of the characters, which is super cool. Let's go ahead and set this up. Very, very cool. So the sun kind of goes in the background. I'm going to set this up and you can see it in kind of the money shots, essentially, that I do at the end of these kind of videos.